Hello, my name is Nick Carletta. I'm a meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and we're going to be talking about a winter storm we have arriving for the post-Christmas period. So first, we'll start with a couple main points. The hazards we are expecting is going to be heavy snow and blowing snow, and it will impact a wide area including eastern North Dakota, northwest, and west central Minnesota. So all of the area we cover, it will cover an area greater than that as well to the east and south, but we're going to be focusing on this area in this discussion. We expect the timing and duration of this to be from Wednesday, which the recording of this video is tomorrow, into Friday. And the impacts will be difficult to impossible travel conditions, especially along our main interstates of Interstate 29 and 94. This is a look at our current hazards map. We have a winter weather advisory in around the Devil's Lake area with the winter weather watch across the rest of the area. This winter weather advisory is valid from noon tomorrow, Wednesday, until 7 a.m. Friday. We're expecting 5 to 7 inches of snow and winds up to 45 miles per hour in that area. In the area for the winter storm watch, that is valid from Wednesday afternoon till Friday morning. And in this area, you could see 6 more inches of snow and wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Now let's start talking about some more details. Here's a look at the forecast snow accumulations currently. You can see in the areas further south and east, there are greater snowfall chances with areas reaching up to possibly around a foot. But areas further off to the west and north have a little bit less expected. So there is actually 2 rounds of snow with this. The first round will provide snow for most of the people across the area, and then the second round of snow will be primarily in the areas where you see the higher totals piling up on addition to what arrives in the first round. So round one, Wednesday to Wednesday night, and then round two, Thursday night. And that's why you see the higher totals down in the area in southeast North Dakota through west central into parts of northern Minnesota as well. Now, in this area as well, as you can see from the last, you probably saw from the last map, you could see very high totals of snow. There is a slight chance you could see up to as much as 18 inches of snow in these areas that are highlighted in this map here. The shifts that still occur in the track of this low, and that could lead to this being more or less likely as we get closer, but we did want to highlight the possibility of this at this point, because this would be very, very impactful, especially during a busy travel time after the Christmas holiday. Now let's talk a little bit more about when. So areas further to the west, like in the Devil's Lake Basin, we're expecting to be a little bit more earlier, kind of Wednesday morning into afternoon. And as you get more into like the main Red River Valley area, it's probably getting more Wednesday afternoon, evening. And as you get to the other side of that dashed blue line, more into like northern Minnesota in the Bemidji, Lake the Woods area, probably later on, probably getting closer to Wednesday evening, night, maybe as early as the afternoon. But generally, the further east you get, the later the start time of this event will be. Now let's start talking a little bit about what you should be doing. In order to get prepared, the sooner you start, the better. If you're going to be traveling, make sure you have a survival kit in your car and only travel if you feel you need to be traveling. Cancel it if it is at all possible. This has the potential to be a dangerous winter storm. And please stay tuned for additional details. The forecast can always change, and keep an eye on your trusted sources of information. Now let's start talking about another of the impactful possibilities is the wind. We are expecting, especially in the Red River Valley, we could be seeing wind gusts up to around 50 miles per hour. This would lead to significantly reduced visibilities due to blowing snow. This would likely occur after much of the snow has fallen, more into the Thursday into Friday timeframe. And the blowing snow could make travel difficult even after the end of the initial snowfall. Now let's talk a little bit about confidence before we wrap things up. Here, I mentioned a couple times, any difference in the track of this system could dramatically change what we get. If this storm ends up going further south than we expect, it could lower snow amounts and reduce the wind that we're expecting and therefore the impacts. If it stays more or less on track, then we do expect what we saw earlier in this briefing with those snowfall and wind amounts to go there, which would be heavy snow and blowing snow leading to significant reductions in visibility, especially within the Red River Valley. So last year, just going to put a summary up one last time to highlight the hazards, areas impacted, the timing, and the impacts that we were expecting. If you do have any additional questions, we are available on social media, both Facebook and Twitter, to respond to any questions that you have about this potentially hazardous winter weather event.